If you want to start discovering the advantage of working in computer-guided implantology, you don't need to buy expensive and complicated tools. You can start what we've been developing, which is called Uni Drill kit. I'm going to show you one example on one tooth, and you will see how easy it is to use that. The big benefit you will get is that you will get accuracy in implant placement, security, and you will get a fast implant placement, and this is very appreciated by patients. Let me show you that. So this is the patient's mouth. Some implants have been placed, and we are going to use a surgical guide. So you order for a Uni Drill guide. This is the surgical guide. The surgical guide is done like this. The underlaying part is going to cover the teeth and the mucosa, and on the outside you will find some drilling cylinders, and you are going to use these drilling cylinders to stabilize and position the position of the implants. So you put it over and you check that it is stable. At this step it must be very stable. If your guide is not stable, you should not use it. The stability will give you the accuracy. So this is what you have in the patient's mouth, and this is the kit. So you see that the kit is very simple. It's called the Uni Drill kit. In this kit, you have a series of drill starting from 13 millimeter in height, 17, 21, and 24. Most of the companies are selling more than that, and in some cases it's very difficult to access. So we've been designing a short drill, a short guided drill, because of the knowledge we have behind this technology. So at the same time you will get the guide, you will receive this is the guidelines. So the guidelines will give you the name of the patient, the type of support, tooth supported on the maxilla, and you will have a series of implants. We are going to focus on one implant, which is in position 25. So the drill length will be 21 millimeter, despite the length of the implant is 11.5, because 11.5 is the height of the implant, and above that you will have the mucosa, you will have the cylinder and the guide. So this means that the drill length will go from this part to the end part. And when you will place your implant, you will stabilize the implant at the position of the bone here. So let me show you how it's working. What is indicated here? What's indicated is the drill length. Okay, so in this case, we are going to use 21 millimeter drill. So this is 13, 17, 21, 24. We are going to use this one. I put it on my handpiece, and I'm going to show you how we're going to drill. The guide is in position, and we are going to start drilling like this. So it's very easy to go down. So I'm in 14. I go in 25. I drill, I go through, I am inside the bone, and I go down to the flange. That's it. I don't need to go up and down and up and down, because we've been designing this in such a way that the groove here are very deep, and you will not hit the bone, and you will not get the bone stuck into this position. So these guides and these drills are designed in such a way that you will work in a very secure way, drilling and not increasing the temperature of the bone. I remove the guide, and I am going to blow up all that, and you will see here that there is a small opening going inside the bone. So to avoid that, we are going to make a trephine. If you want to open a flap, you can open a flap, but I will consider that opening an access through the soft tissue is good, because if you don't do that, you will contaminate the implant with the surrounding tissue. In this case, we are going to work with an easy guiding system. So we take a trephine, and we are going to remove the drill, which is the 21 millimeter drill. I am drilling guided only one time, and now all the rest is done manually. So I have a trifine, like you can see here. I go exactly over the position of the drill that I have here, and I go down to this. I can remove it, and you see now the soft tissue is inside your instrument, and you have a full opening, and you can carry on drilling in this position. Now what you can see here, I don't know if you can see it, but you have the trifine, you have the first drilling, which has been done here, and based on what we need for the final implant, we are going to drill more or less. In this case, we are going to drill up to 2.85 millimeters to place the implant. So I'm going to take a new drill. The new drill will be here, 2.85. I take the drill. I am not guided anymore, but if I'm not guided, I'm going to show you more. I'm going to take a pilot drill. I'm not guided anymore, but what I had with that is the entry point on the bone, it's the angulation, and it is the depth. These are three very important points we need to know when we are placing implant. So I use another drill, which is a guiding drill. Okay, that's it, one time. I remove it, and moving it, you see that you have the access to this bone in a good way. And that is what you are doing in a normal way when you place implant. You don't need to be guided more than that. And finally, I am going to go to the implant placement. The implant placement, after the last drilling, will be done with an implant holder. So I do my last drilling, I show you. One time it is done. I finished the drilling. I know exactly where I am. I did not make any deviation. I am not making any eating of the bone, and this is perfectly done in a very simple way. This step we have all what we need. The osteotomy is done. We've been removing the soft tissue. We will have no contamination, and we go to the next step. The next step is the implant placement. So we use a manual implant placement or a drilled implant placement. I am going to use this implant holder. I put it over the head of the implant, and this is my implant that I'm going to place inside the osteotomy. So I'm going to change the speed. I go to 20 turns per minute at 50 Newton centimeters. I go inside, and I am guided inside. I go step by step. I go very slowly. Once again, no need to eat the bone. I go down. I can control the depth. I can control the depth visually. I can also control the depth with X-rays. And here I am. I have been placing my implant. It's inside the soft tissue at the level of the bone. I know perfectly where I am. I don't need to make stitches if I've been working like this. If you've been opening a flap, you will cover with stitches, and that's done. And when you take the X-ray, you will be very happy to see that the implant is exactly in the position of what you wanted and what has been planned. So let me give you another advantage in working like this. In working like this, when it's time to make the activation of the implant, maybe 2-3 months after, you just put the same guide over, and you make a small drilling, and you will know exactly where is the implant. No need to open big flap. You will know, and you will be guided using the same guide to make the activation of the implant. So there are a lot of advantage working on that, not only on one implant placement, but on several implant placement if you need. You can work minimally invasive. This is a big advantage for the patient also, and this will give you a very, very good placement every time you work with this system. And the investment is very limited. because you are going to only need to get this Uni Drill kit for starting computer-guided implantology. Voilà. I thank you very much for your attention.